All right, what's going on, everybody? This is going to be my weekly trading recap for the week ending on the 29th of March. And we actually did manage to turn a slight profit this week. This was really, it was a Sunday night trade that I took that was a little bit before pre-market when I tried to look for most of my entries. But it was a $308 trade that I risked 70 to make. Normally, I would show you the chart specifically where my entries were. It was roughly, I think I entered on this candle, and I was probably wicked out or trailed out about here when it broke this downtrend. This is another setup that it could have continued to give me, you know, many more, a much higher ratio of risk to reward. But I decided to start to implement that trailing stop loss once I got well into profit, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. If the prevailing trend continues in my favor, great. If not, it's perfectly fine. I'm happy with a over a four to one risk to reward. That's great. No, for whatever reason, TradingView's not letting me log into my broker right now, so I'm not able to actually show you all of my entries and exit points. But that was the main trade of the week. That After that, I definitely wanted to be mindful of how much I was risking to try and preserve those profits. So other two setups, I did lose both of them, $55 on the 26th, which was Tuesday, and then the 27th, which was Wednesday. Normally don't trade Wednesdays, but I saw a setup forming. There was uh, a trade to be had, at least in my eyes, and it ended up failing. But as long as I'm sticking to my three setups a week, I try and stay away from those Wednesdays. But I'm not necessarily opposed to taking setups here and there if I do see something forming. So on the week, I made a total profit of $172.50. Unfortunately, still down on the account. Up here, you have still down $433. But doesn't really phase me. I'm not too worried about it. I've had about 20 trades in now on this account, and I'm really only one or two good trades away from being break even or at least a little bit profitable, maybe. And it's really this trade, this loss up here that I have violated my rules, which caused that. And seeing how that eclipses even this being my biggest trade, this is still a larger loss than this was a winner. And so I'm hoping that through just sticking to my strategy and really strictly managing these trades as I plan to, that I'll over time will be able to find profitable setups at a frequency that that combined with the small amount that I'm risking, that'll allow me to continue to turn profits. I'd be very happy to see subsequent weeks that end in this way where I'm actually taking more losses than wins, but I'm still able to be profitable. That's really where I want to end up. I want to make sure that I don't lose any more than I plan to, and that I continue to implement that trailing stop loss as I go into profit in order to really maximize those winners and get as much as the market is willing to give me without risking all of my profits. I still am a little bit hesitant to allow myself to be trailed out, even when I'm at maybe like a 2 to 1 profit. Sometimes I'll like to let the market continue to do its thing, and there will be trades where I will leave a stop loss at break even, or maybe even be willing to take a certain amount of loss for the potential of that 2 to 1 to turn into a 3 to 1 or a 4 to 1. So that's something I am going to be a little bit more mindful of. Be I might try and take profits a little bit more frequently when it's at that 2 to 1 level, because that's still incredibly profitable. And at the end of the day, I really want to focus on making money and protecting my capital, and leaving that position open to losing money when I'm that far into profit, even though the dollar amount And that's really what the sticking point is. The dollar amount isn't a super significant amount of profit as it feels to me, even though I may be at 2 to 1. So going into next week, I'm planning on risking no more than $100 per trade. I have just deposited more into the account. So I'm making sure to keep that risk percentage appropriate. I found that somewhere between 3 and 4% seems to be my sweet spot, given that I only take a maximum of 3 entries per week. That feels I feel comfortable with that. It's not a dollar amount that would necessarily bother me based on the size of my account at this point. So that's where we sit currently, and next week gonna be looking for those 3 setups. Gonna be trying to exercise as much patience as we can, and really make sure that we wait for some type of displacement and try not to jump the gun, and just keep those higher time frame trends in mind. And yeah, still gonna be trading pre-market. I really like pre-market. I found that waiting until the open to catch some type of bounce that may or may not come between 10 and 10:30. That doesn't always prove fruitful, but I keep identifying these trends that start pre-market and that prevail occasionally throughout the entire day. So still waiting for one of those big trades that in the past I would have seen my account sometimes double entirely, just off of one of these trades that I've seen from time to time. Like the Monday trade. This was a trade that would have probably given me about $1,100-$1,200 profit had I allowed it to continue. And just based on my entry, like I said, I allowed myself to get trailed out, but I am still looking for an opportunity to capture all of this. So that'll be that, and I will see you guys all next week.